as always, as every YouTuber in the world says, feel free to like and subscribe. That is a huge help. We're almost to 400, which is super exciting. And it just helps more people see the videos, and hopefully it'll help them out. So here we go. So first, I'm going to go over every job cleaning. So it sounds counterintuitive, like why would you clean every job? Like, it doesn't make sense. It's not that dirty. And that's exactly why it makes sense. It's not that dirty. So just by putting a little work in right at that time, then you're saving yourself a large issue later. So here's a picture after I did my stamp video. So I did a rubber stamp making video, and this is after just making one stamp. And you can see that there are bits of rubber everywhere. So you can see it's on the lens, which is up here. You can see it started getting on the air assist. This is where the air assist nozzle comes out. It's on this, which is the Z-axis. So just one singular job can create a situation where, if I left this on here, it would start to melt on the lens. If I left this on here, the part where the air is coming out, by having particles there, more particles can stick to it. So that's why we're doing this. Let me move over to the wide view, and I'll go through my workflow for every job. So I'm gonna get that started. So we've lasered our job, and there's little pieces. So you've got your little pieces of wood or acrylic. You take out the thing that you want, and then you've got these little pieces left over. I leave my drawer slightly slightly ajar, so that I can get some increased airflow. I have a 6-inch AC Infinity fan. It's got 400 cubic feet per minute, so it's got a lot of draw, and I add a little extra room. So I have a little extra room down here, and so I take out what I want, I put it aside, and then I put the little pieces in here. So that's after one job. So that's my cleanup. Nothing left on here, no little pieces waiting to be burnt or to make the next thing not be flat. So move the little pieces to the side. If it's a job where it caused a lot of stuff, I have a lot of dust, I have a cloth that I'll wipe down this area here. Again, the more you can do right away, the better. So that's one job. Clear the debris, do a little wipe down if you need to. At the end of the cutting session, I have a bunch of pieces here. That's when I pull out my teeny tiny shop vac. So after the job, again, this is every time. So I'm doing a bunch of stuff, I'm moving the pieces down here, keeping my workflow up. At the end of the day, or at the end of the project, I then vacuum that up. I vacuum across these, because little pieces can get stuck down in there. So vacuuming across those little grating, because the last thing you want is to be cutting something else and to be charring something in there. That it's not a huge fire risk, but it's not a risk you want to be taking. So at the end of the job, getting rid of larger pieces that you're not keeping, and then vacuuming up the little pieces that are in this little tray. If you're doing slate, if you're doing a bunch of acrylic, if you're doing stamp rubber, one job is going to be, is going to make a huge mess. So that brings us to cleaning out this laser. So in here, there's a lens that magnets out. So you want to blow the dust off the top. You want to microfiber. You don't want to scrub in circles. You want to go back and forth. Scrubbing in circles, any lens, is going to degrade the quality of the way that it was ground to be a focal lens. Don't want to forget the bottom as well. So again, build up and things like that you want to get right away. If something's sitting on the lens and the laser's going through it, it's going to get caked on. It's going to cause issues with the lens. So cleaning the lens. Underneath the lens is where the air comes out for the air assist. That place gets sticky. So if you do acrylic dust is going to stick there first. And once it's sticky, it's just going to build up more and more. The Z-axis screw on the right side, you want to make sure that it doesn't get gummy. With smoke and stuff, especially from wood, that'll turn orange and that'll get gummy. That'll affect how your Z-axis functions. So you want to make sure that that is nice and taken care of. Alright, I think you're all going to be able to see this here. So taking off the top, here is the first mirror. It's also held in by a magnet. These magnets are notorious for working their way out. So if you're having an alignment issue, the first thing you want to check is make sure that no magnet is stuck to this and that they're not magnets that are doubled up in here. The magnets are like this, but a little smaller, so you can see those silver circles. So this is one you want to look at cleaning. This doesn't get dirty very often, but when you have it out and when you have your lens out, again, you want to make sure you don't confuse those two. You can use this, which Camille recommended for me, so thanks a lot for Camille. This is like a hair dryer, but with no heat. So it sounds like a jet engine, and this you can use to blow out. And I have also used it. I'll turn it off so you can hear me. To actually blow down through and blow out the bottom of the air assist. It's really hard to get in there. You can have a soak cloth to try and get some stuff from the outside, but blowing straight down, and this has two functions, so there's a high as well. I've been able to blow particles out of the middle of that air assist funnel. Another important thing with mirrors is that you always put them back so that the shiny gold side is facing where the light goes. So in this case, the light is coming in through the side and it's bouncing downward, so this needs to be facing down. And you'll hear a little snap, but you want to make sure that it's flush and not wiggly. So this is like an upside down top hat. The bulge is up and the part that's smaller is down, and so we're going to slide that back in. Again, you want to avoid putting oil or touching the lens part as much as possible, and so that would be a dirty job cleanup. You wouldn't need to do it every time, but I do that every time after I have done a material or a series that's been particularly dirty. Also over here, so where it rests, this can get really dirty as well. I'll also pull this out and pull the grating out, and under here can get filled with dirt as well. I soak, LA's totally awesome, is really great. I will soak a paper towel and get under here. So the vent is right behind here, so the stuff gets pulled across here, so this is where it's going to get caked first. So not as much on top, but underneath here, and again you want to blow out or vacuum any dust or debris that has gathered underneath. So that is a dirty job. Any questions? Compressed air be bad to use? No. I've used an airbrush. The only thing with the only thing with compressed air is I'd make sure that it's not super forceful, because you don't want to displace something by using, like an air compressor at, high compression rate. So I think my airbrush compressor is, it's like 15 or 20. It's pretty low. So I've used an air compressor before. Making it this far, again, subscribing, liking the videos are super helpful. There's affiliate links. I feel like I feel weird mentioning it, but if you're buying xTool stuff, clicking on affiliate link is a huge helpful. It doesn't cost you anything, and it helps me carve out more time to do things like that. So I appreciate everybody who has supported me through that, and anybody who will consider to do that, especially if there are new machines in your future that I can help you out with from xTool.